folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border, do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
What's going on, Habibis? I'm Siraj Hashmi.
And I'm Jay Kobbe.
And we're the Habibi Bros. Welcome to another episode of Habibi Power Hour, exclusively on Rumble now. Habibis, welcome.
What?
You could go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And also hit that join button for $5 a month. You can join our locals and join the non-pores chat, which we will acknowledge throughout the show.
Mm-hmm.
And
unlike last time or the time before,
which we didn't because I'm a boomer. And also Spencer is studying for finals, so we had to fire him.
Yeah, it's enough with these excuses.
Enough
from
with
day one.
Yeah.
From day one, nothing but excuses with this guy.
Nothing but excuses. I asked for excuses, not results. Wait, hold up.
Hold on.
Jay, I just realized what I did wrong.
No wonder why he's kept on giving us excuses.
God damn it.
I should have
known
really, before you were giving him instructions.
He's been nailing the job to a T.
It's just because it's
This is
now we have to give him a raise. Not fire him.
Essentially.
And
yes.
Also, Habibis, if you join our locals chat as well on Sundays, not every Sunday, but on Sundays we do Habibi Gaming, and a couple of weekends ago we did Jackbox games, and if we have we get a Switch going, we could do Mario Party in my pants, we could do Mario Kart. There's no end. There's no end to what this new technology brings. That's called Discord. And to get onto Discord, you need to be subscribed to our locals.
That's right.
And you're going to get in just in time to beat Carl in the Habibi Fantasy League.
Yeah. So habibibros.locals.com, $5 a month, and we get to share things like list nominations, those really awful tweets that you see on Twitter. You get to share compilation songs of like the most hard-hitting, bass-thumping, booty-shaking music that appears on the internet.
Right.
Jay, I have shaken my booty to many of these songs, of which Jay has eaten after. So it's like a milkshake, chocolate milkshake.
Is. And you know what's nice about Florida is the way the humidity works on an ass.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the Cuban Dominicans, like you get that nice glisten on the top of the thong on the while they're wearing their mom jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Because they already have like 6 kids by the time you get to view this.
Right. 6 kids. Who had their 7th kid? Jay. Perfect segue. Take a guess.
You talking about me?
I mean,
you talking to me?
Are you finally acknowledging that you actually
must be talking to me?
Kids?
I don't see anybody's here. You talking to me? Jesus fucking Christ. I know it's Robert De Niro, but holy fuck, the guy is 80 years old and he's having a 7th kid. Is it with the same woman? That would be crazy. That would be even bigger news if it was the same woman who had his first child.
Yeah, no. Shout out to Robert De Niro for his swimmers still swimming at the age of 79.
Better than mine.
Let alone getting it up at 79. You know, he's older than both my dad and my father-in-law. And this man is just...
You know what?
He's a raging bull.
Maybe here is where your dad would adopt him, because you know the guy's going to die before the kid turns 3, and actually turn that kid, name him Siraj, and turn him into a doctor.
Oh,
and
you
then
know what
he can finally feel guilt-free and disowning you, because then that's it. That's the new Siraj. You cease to exist.
Yes, I cease to exist for sure. But you know what? And I'm actually pretty happy about this. At least Jay, at least I did not turn into a surgeon. At least I didn't turn into a surgeon.
Is that from The Good Doctor?
Yeah, the autistic doctor.
Autistic doctor. Well, it was really hilarious. There was this clip that was going around Twitter based on this show, where it was showing that this really autistic guy has more sense in knowing the science behind, you know, the human anatomy than the actual doctors trying to tiptoe around this transgender patient that they had.
All right, so this is the clip that's going around.
I am a surgeon.
This is the one. This is we need that clip from what's it called? Robert Downey Jr. in blackface saying, like, never go full retard, because
never
that's what
go
I feel
full
like.
autistic.
You never go full autistic.
Let's watch this again if my internet seems to be working.
I am a surgeon.
Are you?
Why is it not working, Jay?
Hold on. Wait 1 second. The computer you're doing this with, is it hardwired in? Because I doubt it is. I think the one that you're hardwired in is the one you're streaming from, and the one that you're trying to, you know, screen share and all that kind of stuff is only it's only Wi-Fi.
Okay, let's try it now. Can you still see me?
Yeah, I can still see you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, and we can unfortunately see you.
That is unfortunate. Let's see if this works now.
And welcome to Habibi Boomer Hour, Habibis. And today we're going to show you how to actually stream 2 computers at once on the same stream.
Habibi, I am streaming from one computer, which makes this worse.
Hold on. So wait a minute. This screen share you're doing right now is off the same computer?
Same computer. Why would I share it from a different computer? I used to do that.
Well, the reason why you'd want to do it is because you have better processing power. But if you're doing it off of, you know, one Wi-Fi and one hardwired, then it's not going to, you know, download or
well,
upload.
There's also the possibility I'm
speed.
just running way too many applications right now.
Honestly, this is reminding me of the scene on Zoolander when they see the computer for the first time. They're saying it's in the computer. The
files are in the computer.
In the computer. Where's the file? In the computer.
This is me. Can we let's see if this will cooperate now?
I am.
God damn it. How is this happening to me, Jay?
Oh God. I don't know. Here. Put the link into my computer.
I'll send it to you.
And let's see how well I'm able.
See how well your internet does. God, I work for a fucking tech company, Jay.
I know. I honestly, I don't know how, but I mean, it is what it is.
Think you can do it?
I think
I am a surgeon.
See,
it's
happening to you too.
It is happening to me too. I think
maybe it's a Twitter issue.
I'm a surgeon.
He looks like an Asian father. He looks like an Asian father who's looking up at his son, and he's like, "B, you got a B, you got a B."
Yeah,
that's the expression on his face. Look at him.
No, even worse. You got an A-, a fucking A-.
That's the look a Asian father gives his son before he disowns him.
Yeah, that's actually what Bubba gives that's what how Bubba looks at me every single time. Anyways, Jay, you know who's I can't find a good segue because let's be honest, this is a BB Power Hour where two retards are talking about the news and getting drunk and inebriated in all sorts of ways. So let's lead in with this little story here. So Donald Trump was found guilty of rape today. Wait, what?
Well,
I'm sorry. That's only if you follow the corporate media only. I'm sorry. He was found guilty or liable, not even guilty. He was found liable for defamation.
Yes.
E. Jean Carroll. You know why I said that? Guilty of rape? Because I have literally seen posts on social media, you know, like on Instagram, the low brow type of stuff, low information, literally saying that Trump was found guilty of sexual assault, not even realizing the difference between the criminal and the civil trial.
Right. And they bank on people not understanding that so they can have that initial outrage and the initial, response and shock and all that kind of stuff. And it was kind of, it's kind of an ongoing thing with the media. You always see them. They always do either half truths or misinform as much as they can and on purpose. And then that's what the narrative is going to be from now on. So people are going to use that to say he was guilty and found guilty of rape. And that's what the narrative is going to be. They're not going to distinguish the difference. The general public is not give a fuck. They're just going to say that he's guilty of rape.
Not to mention the fact that in the lead up to E. Jean Carroll's in the lead up really to this trial, back in 2019, when E. Jean Carroll originally made the claim that Donald Trump had quote unquote raped her, everything she said after, say, the interview with in an interview with the New York Times, she accused the sitting president at the time, that being Trump, of rape, but actually did not want to call it rape. So in the interview with the New York Times, she says, quote, "It was an episode. It was an action. It was a fight. It was not a crime. I had a struggle with the guy." And then she continues saying, I have not been raped. Something has not been done to me. I fought. That's the thing. And so when she was asked if she would press charges against Trump,
right,
she specifically said in a separate interview with MSNBC, I would find it disrespectful to the women who are down on the border, who are being raped around the clock down there without any protection. It would just be really disrespectful. And then she then further minimized this event by saying, mine was 3 minutes. I'm a mature woman. I can handle it. I can keep going. You know, my life has gone on. I'm a happy woman, end quote. Jay, this sounds like, what do you call it? A gold digger.
Or an attention seeker. And also she was backed by, we need to see who funded her lawyers and see who was pushing this case
literally
than what
George
she wanted
Conway.
to be. Than what
Literally
she wanted.
George Conway on Twitter openly recommended E. Jean Carroll or recommended a lawyer to her. I actually don't know if it was open on Twitter, but George Conway was in on this shit. You know, Project Link, was it Lincoln Project? Project Lincoln. I keep calling it by the Twitter name. The Pedo Project. They have their fingerprints all over this and the residue of a underage boy on those fingerprints. Ugh, God, disgusting. Anyways,
you sounded like you really liked saying that.
No, I just was picturing it. It was just not. Oh,
now you're picturing it too. Okay.
Oh
very
God!
good. Yeah.
Now I'm going to be arrested.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Here he is. We finally got him. All we had to do was just sit back and let him talk, and he just talked himself right into a corner of pedophilia, and now he's arrested.
You know what's funny? This is like the second time that's happened to me in like the last 3 weeks.
I know, and 3 times it's a trend, and we're gonna have to like check your computer. And
so what I'm gonna do, Jay, is I'm gonna shut the fuck up, and I'm gonna let you talk.
And while you're doing that, clean out your hard drive. That's legal advice. I mean, no, and it sounds more like it could have been like him trying to put the moves on her and stuff, and he got a little aggressive at it, but that's about it. Like how somebody would from time to time when they're drunk or whatever, or something goes on. But the fact that she tried to downplay it as much as she did really goes to show what kind of just theater this was. And unlucky for Trump, he was the jury was a jury of his peers from New York. And lucky for him, there were a couple of people that were, people were questioning because of liking Tim Pool, for instance. There was a thing going on that one of the jurors liked Tim Pool. And
wait, the juror liked Tim Pool?
Likes Tim Pool.
Like,
so they found out that he likes Tim Pool.
Like he's sexually attracted to Tim Pool?
I said the juror, not Siraj Hashmi. Bro, stop talking yourself into these corners.
Tim Pool, more like Simp Pool.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, good one. Yes.
Okay, so a juror had an affair with Tim Pool. Got it.
Yes, exactly. So then they were saying that this was going to be the guy who's going to actually probably help Trump. And in a way that I think he did, because like lucky for Trump, they didn't say that it was rape. Because I think if they said it was rape, it would have gone to criminal court. They
found him liable for sexual assault, of which Trump is appealing.
No, of course he's going to appeal it.
Yeah,
but he's going to appeal the $5 million that they're saying that he has to pay this person. Excuse me. But if he wins, I want to know. We need to ask him this. If he wins the appeal, can he counter sue?
I don't see why not.
Right, because it's a civil suit, and defamation is that they tried to label him as a sexual assault or sexual abuser.
You can literally sue anyone for anything,
right?
And knowing and even though Trump is appealing this, yeah, I can totally see him counter sue.
And then Josh coming in is like, I want the guy to lose the primary, but this political persecution is not okay. And honestly, that's what more and more of these issues are looking like. The DA, the New York DA, trying to
Alvin Bragg,
trying to put him on lying to get votes. Like that's basically his argument on trying to pin January 6th on Trump. And then he wants to pin lying to voters as a way to steal the election. I mean, it's absolutely retarded. Like when you say this to a normal person, a politician lying to get your vote, it's just the way the world works. I mean, every single person lies to get votes. There's not one politician out there who hasn't lied to anyone to get votes.
So hours after the verdict, Mike Pence went on NBC News and said this.
Well, I think that's a question for the American people, but I really can't comment on a judgment in a civil case. I have no knowledge of those matters, and I'm sure the president will defend himself in that matter. And but it strikes me that it's just one more instance where at a time when American families are struggling, when our economy is hurting, when the world seems to become a more dangerous place almost every day, that it's just one more story focusing on my former running mate that I know is a great fascination to members of the national media, but I just don't think it's where the American people are focused.
So, NBC News.
That's a good answer. Honestly, they take
it to mean that they don't care about sex abuse verdict, knowing full well it's not even the sex abuse; it's the liable for fucking. Well, is it in a civil suit? If he's found liable, they say sex abuse verdict like he's guilty of sex abuse in a criminal proceeding. Just look at that. Look, that's how they phrase it. Those aren't my words; those are theirs.
Yeah.
Okay, so like the fact that this came out, this trial, civil proceeding, and I know we're like trying to keep it tight, so we're gonna wrap up this segment in just a minute. The fact that they specifically brought this up after he was president shows you it actually there was no like this happened supposedly in what year, Jay? What year did it actually happen? They said it was like 1990. 33 years have gone by.
It's all laughable. It is just when you talk about it and like it's just laughable. The whole thing is laughable. Because during the same time, you had Bill Clinton getting his dick sucked under the table in the 1990s, and none of them gave a shit.
Jay, well,
no one cared. They didn't care about that stuff. And now they want us to pretend that they actually give a shit about this Carol, whatever the
Jay,
fuck.
That's a different thing. Okay, all right, Jay. All right. Bill Clinton, Monica sucks, but she didn't swallow. Just like Clinton smoked, but he didn't inhale. So it doesn't count.
Okay. All right, it doesn't count.
Just telling you it doesn't count. Therefore, Bill Clinton, innocent.
Innocent.
He did nothing wrong.
Man. Nothing
innocent
wrong.
Man. You are persecuting an innocent man. Yes.
No, it's just really funny that these same guys who went to the defense of Bill Clinton are trying to pretend that promiscuous acts are now like so bad and so out of the norm that they have to throw the book at someone like Trump. And a lot of the times you're just seeing that is exactly what they're doing. They were so scared of Trump that they're trying to stop him any way they can. I mean, I know a lot of people are like
all they're doing is, as you said, Jay, they're just making it harder to beat him.
There.
It's almost like, Jay, I would say it's almost by design, but it really does feel like it's by design. You want to know why? Because the corporate media misses the guy. They miss the ratings. They miss the outrage. They miss the grift. Honestly, like if you think about the media and what it's designed to do, the corporate media is not designed to they're not designed to tell the truth. Okay. They are specifically, their purpose is to make money.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't give a shit about anything else. They need to keep the lights on. They need to keep that cash flow rolling in. And how else are you going to do that with fucking President milquetoast brain diddling kids Joe Biden?
Well, I mean, you could do it by actually doing your job and being
you would think
and having integrity, because every time there was a lie happening in the White House under Trump, they went to 11. They went to bat. Man, they were like, oh, he said iPhone instead of BlackBerry. That's lie number 135. We don't have any counter under Biden, even though he does nothing. This administration has done nothing but lie, from Jen Psaki to the black gay lesbian. Nothing but fucking lies.
Well, you also forgot. So black gay lesbian, that's BGL. It's actually lesbian, gay, black, LGB. T is for top. She looks like a top.
She does.
At least with me.
But because we don't see the same reaction out of the media, it's very easy for us to see the game that they're playing. Like you were saying, they're not here to give you the truth. They're here to say things or to keep things from you, or
so
to not give you the full truth.
I have it baked in here, Jay. I think the new psyop is that the media is trying everything it can to make Trump not only the nominee, but make him president again, because that's what brings in the most money. People are engaged. People, they didn't have it. There was no look. If you're thinking about how great America was, it was actually during the Trump years. Do you remember how fucking outraged everyone was? Before COVID, everyone was so fucking pissed at everything. You ask them how their 401k is. They're like, it's never been better. Man, it's
going great. But fuck that.
Everything was surface level mad, right? No one was like, holy shit. Not
am I going to afford milk tomorrow?
Yeah. Not only can I not afford
that
milk
shit.
or eggs or bread or gasoline, I can't afford rent. I can't afford. I gotta cut back on a meal a day. I'm worried about my kids starving. I'm worried about my family starving. Like, it is insane how good we had it pre-COVID. And I'm not saying that Trump did. He has certainly done his fair share of fuck ups. Don't get me wrong, but man, just thinking about like this particular like new narrative, that it's new like direction, the new psyop. Yeah, I'm convinced. I'm having this epiphany now, Jay. This is the script. All the writers went on strike because they wrote they're working on this script right now. Right? They're like pooling all the resources because they're all retarded and coming up with this script. Although I literally just came up with it
yourself
just now. Just myself. So what I'm saying is that all the writers in America went on strike. What's that?
That's how Trump 2024 is going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
The media is going to literally disinform and lie Trump's way into the presidency so they can have the same type of success and money flow as they did, and profits as they did under Trump's presidency in 2016 to 2020. It's all about the money.
It's all about the money, baby. So, to put a nice bow on it, big news. Jake, can you give me a big news? Big news. Yes, big news. Did you see what happened on Twitter today, Jay? I don't know if this will fully play. I did send you in the private chat.
You did. Tucker, yeah, I mean, it's Tucker working. It's working as good as mine.
In the midst of inevitable, it's so over. I found within me an invincible, we're so back. Yes, here's Tucker.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson.
Oh God!
You often hear people say the news is full of lies.
I mean, yeah.
Oh God, why'd you pause it? Now it's gonna load.
Tucker, why did were you listening to what I just said just now? Because if you did, you're literally copying me verbatim, and I'm gonna sue for copyright infringement. Thank you, Tucker.
But most of the time, that's not exactly right. Much of what you see on television or read the New York Times is in fact true in the literal sense. It could pass one of the media's own fact checks. Lawyers would be willing to sign off on it. In fact, they may have. But that doesn't make it true. It's not true. At the most basic level, the news you consume is a lie of the stealthiest and most insidious kind. Facts have been withheld on purpose, along with proportion and perspective. You are being manipulated. How does that work? Let's see. If I tell you that a man has been unjustly arrested for armed robbery, that is not, strictly speaking, a lie. He may have been framed. At this point, there's been no trial, so no one can really say. But if I don't mention the fact that the same man has been arrested for the same crime 6 times before, am I really informing you? No, I'm not. I'm misleading you. And that's what the news media are doing in every story that matters, every day of the week, every week of the year. What's it like to work in a system like that? After more than 30 years in the middle of it, we could tell you stories. The best you can hope for in the news business at this point is the freedom to tell the fullest truth that you can. But there are always...
Hold on. This is where I gotta ding Tucker, because back in like 2017, like the first year of Trump, all the celebrities were so depressed. Then Oprah came along at the Golden Globe. She talked about speaking your truth. Ever since she coined that phrase, people have taken that shit and run with it. And it's gotten to the point where it's now seeping into Tucker Carlson's monologues. And I hate this fucking term. Speak your fullest truth. No, speak the truth. There's no such thing as your truth. There's no such thing as my truth. It is the truth. That's it. Shut the fuck up.
It's a scam, and it's a way for people to be able to like
warp,
have illusions,
manipulate everything,
and warp the reality of a situation.
Yeah,
I mean that's how they try to justify the fact of transgenderism. I mean, there's no real facts behind it, but it's their truth. They're living their truth. They're living their truth.
It's their truth, Jay. How dare you?
Their truth, Habibi. Their truth.
It's their truth.
These limits. And you know that if you bump up against those limits often enough, you will be fired for it. That's not a guess. It's guaranteed. Every person who works in English language media understands that.
Actually, Jay, I don't think we understood that. It's because we're retarded, right?
Yes.
Wait, what did he say?
I don't know. Rewind.
Let's rewind.
After more than 30 years in the middle of it, we could tell you stories. The best you can hope for in the news business at this point is the freedom to tell the fullest truth that you can. But there are always limits. And you know that if you bump up against those limits often enough, you will be fired for it. That's not a guess. It's guaranteed. Every person who works in English language media understands that.
Yes. So this is specifically a subtweet to Ben and Spencer that if you fuck around enough, you will find out and be fired, as you are being fired right now, this second.
Yes.
So they understand it, even if we don't, Jay, because obviously we're their overlords. Yes, Ben and Spencer's, I mean, we're everyone else's bitch.
Right.
Essentially.
The rule of what you can't say defines everything. It's filthy, really, and it's utterly corrupting. You can't have a free society if people aren't allowed to say what they think is true. Speech is the fundamental prerequisite for democracy. That's why it's enshrined in the first of our constitutional amendments. Amazingly, as of tonight, there aren't many platforms left that allow free speech. The last big one remaining in the world, the only one, is Twitter.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Tucker.
Right, because it's not the only one.
Yeah.
It's not the only one. And before Elon even took over it, Twitter was very, very strict on what it is you can say and post on Twitter. It was not the only one, and it wasn't the only one for a while until Elon took over it.
You know what's funny? I say that lovingly, Tucker, because I know, and I know that Twitter isn't the last big one for free speech. He's obviously making a play here that he's going to be doing a show on Twitter, but
right.
Rumble has been exploding, and
I will
not be disrespected. Okay,
right, and it was before Twitter was, in terms of free speech and free expression, and the most free speech you can be on a platform is Rumble.
Did you know this? Did you know this? As soon you know what Elon Musk did after he took over Twitter.
Tell me.
Do you remember? No, I mean you probably saw this. Remember what he said about Alex Jones? He wouldn't unsuspend him and restore his account because of what he said about Sandy Hook, and his justification is that he's a father with kids, and if that was his justification. It was a personal gripe. It's not. he already undercut his own argument about free speech. So everything that he's done following is bullshit. It's all been done on a whim. Rumble at least platforms Alex Jones.
Yep, and everything that comes with it. I mean, at the end, they're not. He's not as truthful to free speech as we know Rumble has been. I mean, but he is trying, and he is making a lot of strides compared to what Twitter was before. That's 100% true. And he's going to give people like Tucker more leeway than he gave anyone else. Like if Tucker starts talking about Sandy Hook the same way Alex Jones did, he wouldn't ban him. He will keep him because this is going to be so fucking explosive for Twitter. It's insane. Compared to Alex Jones, this is 100, 200 times the amount of users it's going to bring in. So at the end of the day, you have to understand Elon Musk is not your free speech guru savior.
White knight. He's not your your savior. He's not
and you can say
Batman
this
for free speech
because you're going to see he is not going to criticize China in any way. He hasn't. He never has. He hasn't. You can go through his whole Twitter feed. He never has. He never called him out on the Uyghur genocide. He never called him out on being propagandists. He spends more time.
Elon Musk is a welfare queen. He has the biggest government contracts almost of any entrepreneur out there.
Well, at the end of the day, I don't hit him for shit like that because he goes on bids and he wins them. He gets them out of the government.
That doesn't mean he's not under he's still beholden to the government to some extent.
Well, I don't think he as much as he is with China. And it's not in the same way either. He still can criticize the American government in a whole extent of a different way, even though he has these contracts, than he will ever on China because of his factory in Beijing.
Look,
he's not going to be that. He's more beholden to Chinese governments because of the way that they function. Compared,
I disagree. You know what? And I'm actually glad we're having this disagreement because it's something we haven't really explored. That Elon Musk has more allegiance to the U.S. government than he does the Chinese government. And I think he specifically is giving off the impression to those who use Twitter. And this is the psyop right here, is Elon Musk buys Twitter to help restore people's trust in Twitter, because what did we learn from the Twitter files, Jay? Twitter is a massive honeypot for all the three-letter agencies.
No, of course, but the thing is, it's not just them that are honeypots for Twitter. It is also other government agencies as well that were working strongly with government.
But
and
Twitter
information gathering
in China. Twitter started here in the U.S.
Right, but information gathering, I mean, yes, it is a complete fucking fuck up on the American government, and it is wholeheartedly, shocking to our freedoms for them having access to those things. But it is more on the face of the Twitter of the ex-Twitter executives allowing that to happen than it is the American government. Because governments are going to seek information, especially information gathering agencies. They're going to do what they can to get information from whatever sources they can go and get it. And the sickness of it wasn't the fact that they went to Twitter to get it. It was how easily Twitter gave it up.
Right. No, I think, don't get me wrong. Like, we don't live in a capitalist society. We don't. We live, if anything, if Orwell saw what was happening, he'd be like, holy shit, it already happened. This is the oligarchy that's happening right now, is the fact that all of these tech companies are beholden not only to the government, either willingly or unwillingly. The government still controls all of these different companies, and you'd have to be blind to not see it. And the fact that they're keeping us under control through these tech companies and basically turning social media into a drug, which very much is. Anything that we do, any ideas that we express, who we associate with, who we interact with, where we shop, like all that shit is being monitored for the purpose of intelligence gathering.
After our uncles flew into those buildings, honestly, it's hard to not see that maybe they were paid by the CIA to do it so they could take these rights and be able to monitor us in the way that they did since the Patriot Act has been in place.
Yeah.
The blanket powers that were given to the government after 9/11 are what paved way for them to have access to, our messages, have access to our DMs, have access to all of that.
And that's what this whole like TikTok
they
ban
took
is
all
about.
of it. A lot of that is about that, and it's funny because you look. I hate the Chinese government, and I want TikTok banned, but it's hard to deny the counter arguments where they're saying, well, the American government has the same type of access on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that kind of stuff, and they can deny it, and you'll have media people like try to deny it for them. But the Twitter files has showed us that not only do they have that access on Twitter, they have it on Instagram, they have it on Facebook, they have it on all of these other they have it on Google. Like they have all of these things, and they have the access on all of them as well. I mean, how do you think Facebook takes down these accounts for mass shooters or for terrorists or whatever that happens?
I mean, they probably mostly
they go in there.
Media. I mean, that's why they have the running FBI meme being like, he was on our radar.
Yeah, every person was on everyone's radar
because this is the radar. This is the radar we're talking about. Okay,
right. I love how we went from Tucker to talking about which platform is the most free speech to like how the government has absolutely full control over the information we surf on the net.
This is what you get. This is you come for the come. You stay
for the
not coming part.
All right, I'm gonna go. I need more drink. Hold on. I
need more drink. Okay.
Yeah, I need more drink. I'll get it right.
I'm gonna segue us, and you're gonna come back for our story, our lead. This is what we did. This is what we centered the entire episode around. Yes, that is coming up. Anyways, BBs, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, or like and follow button. Go ahead and hit the join button as well, and support two Habibi Bros who could use your support. Help us stay independent. $5 a month to join our locals. You can actually join the non-Pours chat. Join our Discord server. Participate in Habibi game night, fantasy football, March Madness bracket pool, making fun of Carl, tickling Fuzzy's mom's nipples, like that family stuff. Also, you get to join the non-Pours chat in the middle of the stream. So, with that being said, while Jay is getting his drink, honestly, we could probably do the entire show without Jay for the rest of it. Title 42 is ending. That's right. Title 42 is ending. And it comes at a very precarious time because, well, for one, it's the summer or approaching the summer. And all the migrants are basically lined up at the border waiting for that shit to expire. And also Joe Biden's the president, so he doesn't give a fuck about the border. You want to know what he's doing instead? He's making Kamala take the fall. It's actually pretty stunning to think that Kamala Harris once again is going to cackle her way into this crisis. After all, what is she going to do? Give us a do not come speech part 2? So, there he is.
Sorry, had to get ice too.
Wow.
I know. I got this bottle last night, and I'm almost done with it already.
So, what has happened? I try to get into the segue, Jay.
So,
no, I already introduced it. Title 42. It's ending, and Kamala Harris is being pinned down.
Oh yeah, they're trying to throw her under the bus.
First she gets on her knees, and then she's pinned down.
Right. That's the way she works. But it's hilarious watching the gay lesbian black lady throw another black lady.
I think Joshin helped out with this. He said lesbian gay black twit. I'd actually upgrade that and saying lesbian gay black twat. Or you want to make it LGBTQ, you make it lesbian gay black twat queefing.
It was hilarious watching her throw Kamala Harris under the bus. I mean, it's just raising that statistic on black crime. That's what it's doing. She threw her right under the bus. She's like, Biden is listening carefully to the advice of Kamala Harris on what to do on the border. And it's like, what does she think she's doing? The border is an absolute fucking mess. We finally actually have places like CNN reporting on it. And the first thing they do is throw that black lady under the bus on the complete fucking mess that's happening out there. It is amazing to see.
It is amazing to see. And look, we did talk a little bit about immigration on our last episode and the fact that they only care about it now because they're basically filling up their cities of New York and Chicago. Shit, just this past week, they started New York City Mayor Eric Adams started sending up migrants to Rockland County in upstate New York. And with Title 42 set to expire on May 11th, unless President Biden or Biden administration acts on emergency orders, you're going to have a massive influx of migrants coming into the country. Because
they're going to be shipped out of El Paso and out of Texas. I mean, if I was Governor Abbott, or I say Abbott like it's an Arab name.
Abbott.
Abbott.
Governor Greg Abbott.
If I was him, I'm busing them the fuck out of here and straight to New York City. And straight to San Francisco, and straight to all of these sanctuary cities. Whatever place called themselves a sanctuary city gets a free bus ride. I will not only give them a free bus ride, I will give every one of these guys $1,000 to go and actually just go and fuck the shit out of those cities. I mean, literally take their dicks and fuck the shit out of that city. That's what I would do. I would do everything I could to allow them to go out of my state into those cities.
This is what's so crazy. And it's not even, you know how like there's some immigration restrictionists who've like dog whistled or talk about like this great replacement theory, like they're worried about white people being replaced in the US. First of all, I don't even think that's the biggest problem here. The biggest problem is how we're letting so many fucking people into this country illegally and punishing the people who deserve to be here rather than the ones who fucking skip ahead in line. Look, my dad didn't he came to this country legally, as I'm sure your dad did too.
Yep.
Why is it that they got to go through years of fucking bullshit to basically for lack of a better term, be able to just like make it? Why is it they get punished and they basically have to pay? They have to pay for their tax dollars go to pay for fucking all these detention centers, all the CBP basically not doing shit, and you know, you name it, all the resources and welfare that they receive. I mean, this is it's not even about like this replacement theory. It's literally destroying the country.
No, that's what it is. I mean, because it's not just like you were saying that they have to pay extra taxes and all that. It's a strain on the system itself. Safety, crime, cleanliness, all of these things are going to get affected. Quality of life, everything is going to be affected.
Property
and we don't have
value,
property values,
education as a result.
all of it. All of safety.
It's
all going to disintegrate.
None of this shit happens inside a vacuum. None of this shit happens inside a vacuum. Every single institution takes the brunt somewhere, one way or another. They take the hit on the chin. Whether it's hospital systems being oversaturated with too many sick patients because there's just so many people, versus schools having bigger classes and basically kids failing though in those schools because they're not given enough attention by their teachers because there's so many fucking students.
Right. And our education system is already crap. Our education system's already crap. Policing in a lot of these cities is already being strained. I mean, there is just no way in hell we're going to be able to sustain having 300,000 plus people walk in here every fucking month and not do anything about it. It doesn't matter about replacement theory or whatever, even though that we have people in DC and AOC types who are advocating for citizens to be able to vote, for illegal aliens to actually be able to have their vote counted on local votes and local elections and stuff. Like, it is absolutely disgusting. And then they want to turn around and say, like, you are conspiracy theory. No, you are throwing it in our faces. And our media doesn't talk about it. Our media doesn't cover it properly. They're finally covering it now. Fucking 3 years later, they're finally talking about it. And it is going to be, it is not only going to be horrible for the lives of the people who are already in these cities, it's also going to be horrible for the illegal aliens forcing their way in here. I mean, their life is going to be a lot better than what it was in Mexico or Salvador or whatever, but it is still not going to be to the level that they could have if they were doing it the proper way and if they were allowing it to go through the way the system was going to work. And what is always fucking hilarious to me is watching these illegal aliens come in here with the flags of the nations that they are fleeing. They are fleeing El Salvador. They are fleeing Mexico. They're fleeing all of these countries to come here, and they're still waving that flag as they come in because it's a fucking invasion. It is not a migration. It is an invasion that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's a lot less coordinated, or is it? Actually, I have no evidence to prove it is or not, but you would think that by now this is all by design, right, Jay?
Dude, absolutely. I mean, when people march to go conquer another country, they march with their flags, not the country's flag that they're going to go conquer when they're invading that country. And that's what we're seeing here.
It does make sense.
It's like,
they are.
Fuck you. You want to come here? I mean, at least have the American flag. Fuck your Mexican flag. You are leaving. You are literally running away from Mexico to come over here. Why are you waving the flag in my face while you come here illegally? Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here.
Think of it, Jay. Think of it like if we entered our respective like countries like that our dads are from. If you went back to Lebanon and I went back to Pakistan and we came back like marching with an American flag in the middle of the fucking airport.
Fuck.
Jay, we would not survive to make it even out of the airport.
No, they would actually say for our own safety not to go out of the airport. I mean, if you are even sound like you have an American accent in like places like Lebanon, you have to be careful that there's not Hezbollah. And now Hezbollah is even more even more prevalent in Lebanon. So you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. If I go back to Lebanon, they hear my accent and they hear my dialect when I speak Arabic, I'm totally fucked.
You're so fucked. Dude,
so fucked.
I would just
There's no way that they would allow that to fly.
Jay, I'll just fly to Pakistan and I'll literally just say Assalamu alaikum and boom, I'm dead.
Oh, you're done. You're gay. Right so they'll rape you right there and stone you. They won't even do anything. They just say you're gay.
That's right. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is Habibi Power Hour. We are it is the hardest hitting news that you can get in 69 minutes. And I'm your host, Siraj Hashmi, or your co-host, Siraj Hashmi. And I'm joined by my co-host, my gay BB bro, Mujahid Kobbe, who you can find on Twitter at @asslickin. Go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. And also go ahead and hit that join button. Join our locals, $5 a month. And you can join things like our Discord server. You can join things like our non-Porsche chat, which is happening right now. And also we get to make fun of Jay's mom, right?
Yeah, she'll be here. She's actually coming here tomorrow, so she'll be on next show too.
Mashallah.
Say hi to all the Habibis.
Say hi to Mary for me. She's just such a lovely woman.
Thank you.
Anyways,
I mean, she raised me, so that was the most awesome thing to happen in her life.
So people don't know this. When I first met Mary, I've met Jay up until that point. What was that?
Like second, 2 or 3 other times. Yeah.
So, but this was the first time I was meeting your mom, and I know we have another story we got to talk about, and it might be too dark, so we might skip it. So I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, let's
a lot more fun.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go into the story. This is light.
This is light. You know, because we don't talk. We don't need to talk about shit that's like depressing. You know, this is Habibi Power Hour. We want to.
I know it's Habibi Power Hour. We're buzzing, Habibis. I mean, hopefully you guys have your drinks.
Now. I am absolutely buzzing. I'm bussing.
You are danking. You are danking.
When I first met Mary, she was so. What was so great about that was, first of all, it was a meeting of our parent. Like your mom met my parents. Yeah, it was so nice because like it was a lot of like commonalities. They discovered like how how close they were to actually meeting in Oklahoma before meeting there.
So for people to really understand how crazy this is Siraj's dad is a Pakistani Muslim from Pakistan, and his mom is white from where, Cincinnati or Connecticut. You can't get more white than that. Well, wait, yes you can. My dad is a Lebanese American. My mom is white from Arkansas. Like, I am more German Irish than I am Arab. That's how prevalent my mom's whiteness is in comparison. So then, so we finally meet, and they meet my mom, and no, go ahead. You're finishing the story about Oklahoma.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that like we met up in Maryland, just like in Rockville or Bethesda. I can't remember exactly where. I think it was on Rockville Pike, so it might have been Rockville. And we went to this Uyghur spot, and the food was amazing. Mm-hmm. And it was so funny because like you meet my Bubba, and he's like he's a very like chill dude. Like he has a great sense of humor. But like he sees you doing the exact, so like if he sees you doing something, he'll laugh at, even if it's like borderline like inappropriate. He sees me doing it, and he's like, "Who the fuck did who is this? Is this my son?
Who raised you? Yeah, who raised you? I know my dad. My dad used to be like that too, but he's since like gotten very, very lax. And I think your dad also, compared to when he first came here, is a lot more lax than what he was before. Up. Yeah.
What I love about Mary, and this is like you're gonna this is like I don't know if this is a too personal thing, but I want to share it because I think about it all the time. To Mary, Jay can't do any wrong. Jay can do no wrong. Jay can literally murder Jay can literally murder my entire family, and Jay would be like, Mary would be like, oh my God, Jay, why didn't you kill more of them?
No, she wouldn't be like that. No, she wouldn't egg it on. She would just fine. Be she wouldn't egg pretend, it on. She'd be like, pretend to be disappointed. And she's like, I don't know where it went wrong. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry you did this to you.
Traumatized life. I didn't mean to do this to you. Like, it's fucking hilarious watching it happen. Oh,
that's
man.
Mary. That's Jay's mom, Mary.
Can't do no wrong.
She's one of the nicest.
I am her favorite. Like we don't have to.
But honestly, she's one of my favorites. She's just absolutely amazing woman.
It is.
Also, can I just say, I'm so proud of her for actually opening her mind up enough. This is so, like, your mom was very liberal pre-COVID, maybe up until like the middle of COVID, like maybe 2021 or something like that.
Yeah, I know when she came over here and got stuck here.
Yeah, she got stuck there. So you worked your magic on her. You did a great job, because afterwards, like, she was starting to agree with like all of our points, and it was honestly from like the beginning. I'm not saying that like she didn't engage with us, but like you can obviously tell that she was, more left leaning. Yeah. To where we got her to, man.
No, bravo. It really is. It really is. We pulled her out of it because she was literally a Maddow watching CNN junkie.
Yeah.
Liberal. Like she really, really was. And now she's more centered back to being, what classic Democrats were.
Being a classical liberal, like actually being open to other ideas that are maybe
not only that, also not fully fledged into the idea of progressivism in a way where they're like, where they talk about trans the way that they talk about trans issues. She is like, what the fuck is going on? And she cannot agree to that kind of stuff. And also on abortion issues too, because it used to be before you could be a Democrat and you could have issues with abortion. You could be that type of Democrat. Now you can't. And you cannot even be a Democrat if you are completely pushing up against the trans issues. If you say anything that goes against the gender affirmation care narrative, you're not a liberal. You're not a Democrat. You're a Nazi. Automatically. That's what it is. And it's the same thing with abortion. If you don't accept abortion all the way up to 9 months, you're not a liberal, you're not a Democrat. And that's what turned my mom off a lot on progressivism and where it's turning out and where it's going and everything. Because the reason why a lot of them are seeing that is because when you look at the studies on it, you can see that the left has become more radical than what the right has become, because a lot of the issues that the right are on, like immigration, the economy, trans issues, gay rights, abortion, all that kind of stuff, they've been pretty consistent. And also a lot of them have moved to the left on some of these issues when it comes to like gay rights, when it comes to gay marriage, all that kind of stuff has gone a little bit to the left in comparison to the left. Nothing the left has ever advocated for, anything has come to conservatism. I mean, for fuck's sake, they say you can go and mutilate 8-year-old children in the name of progressivism. They are going all the way off the fucking planet to the left. It's insane.
It's insane. I want to get to this real quick before I want to jump in here, but seeing as we have like maybe 5 minutes left of the show, we have a new segment. Ask Me Anything. I need to actually blow that up so it actually fits the.
We need to put that on a shirt for sure. That's my next shirt. Yeah. I need that on a shirt and a hat.
Yes. So I was just gonna say, when I saw my parents during Eid, which is what 2-3 weeks ago, and my wife was with me, and I think it was like the first night seeing my parents, and that night, because I like FaceTime you like the next day or the day after, something like that.
Yeah. But
I find like my mom was telling me like how like scared she is for like her grandkids. Mind you, my mom is a MSNBC watching liberal. Like she's still like, hey,
she is
more liberal than even your mom, Jay.
Was than my mom was. Yeah,
than your mom was. Yeah,
she's like my aunt. Like
this
my
is where
lesbian aunt.
This is what's losing my parents, the trans stuff. If you could believe it.
Oh, absolutely, I can believe it. I can, because your dad is still, he's still like, fuck. Like my dad, he hears this type of shit. He is sickened to his stomach. He's literally sickened to his stomach.
Especially when you find out they're doing this in schools in front of kids who don't understand. Like it's that, like for any parent to see that, you have to be insane to think that's okay.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, I mean,
It's
even
really,
us without kids, we look at this and we're like, oh my fucking God, what are we doing to the children of this nation? Like, what are we? I mean, it's bad enough. Right. We have an education system that completely fails them. We have an education system that they are not being proficient in math, in science, and in history and civics. And the reason why that is, we're finding out, is because they are more interested in telling them about how gay people have sex or how kids have sex with kids than they are about actual subjects within school. And they want to take all the rights from parents away and give it and throw them out and say, you have no right to think or say about anything on here. And I made this tweet because what's his name? Hold on. Jonathan Chat. So Jonathan Chat, he did an article on
your screen?
On the New York in the New York Mag. Hold on, yeah. I forget technology. We can do this.
I forgot. Yeah, we're a couple boomers.
We are a couple of boomers. So this is his article, and basically, and the gist of it, I read it, was really just here in the title that he did. And one thing people should know is usually the magazine or the news publication, the headline isn't published by the writer. Right. But when the writer does do his own headline, it's a better summary than what you originally read. And what he's saying here is seizing political control of the schools is not a campaign slogan. It's a plan to turn power into more power. And it gives the game away because they are scared to lose the power that they've had for decades in the school. Decades. Like we didn't even have discussions about it. There were no debates, nothing. They had this power
because they had it in the schools. Full grip on it.
They did. So my tweet was like, why should you? And I'm saying you in the plural term because we know what Jonathan advocates for and who he advocates for and what he advocates for, where his agenda aligns. He is left-leaning. He votes Democrat, all that kind of stuff. And for decades, they've had this power and they've done nothing but have failing grades. We have the biggest mental health crisis ever in the youth. And most of their time is spent in school. And not only that, they are convincing children to mutilate themselves and castrate themselves.
Yeah.
This is why we are seeing a huge pushback and a fight against these people on schools and the school districts. And
this is how they paint.
We're seeing a huge flip.
This is how they paint it because they're threatened. They're threatened.
Yes. And honestly, they showed us what they do with this power. And none of it is good. None of it is good. They don't deserve it.
Fucking insane. We're running out of time here. I just want to quickly get to this real point. We try obviously to stay away from like depressing subjects, but we at least have to send our condolences and our thoughts to Glenn Greenwald, whose husband, David Miranda, passed away earlier today. We would not be on Rumble if it weren't for Glenn. We first had Glenn on the show in 2021, and we had such a great time with him. We read we were talked about his book. We don't agree with him on everything, but he was so generous with his time and spent we had such a blast. He started like riffing off on the news with us, Jay, back when it first came down to Florida. And, it was like our big interview that we were doing. And it was like, holy shit, we're really interviewing Glenn. And it happened. It was amazing. And he was like, several months later go by and he's like, hey, I'm putting the team together. You guys heard of Rumble? And I'm like, what? Glenn Greenwald's recruiting us for Rumble? That's crazy.
It
Insane.
really was, and he was such a good
Insane.
sport on the interview too, especially with my shit and the way the questions I asked sometimes. It was really good. He's so much fun, and it's really sad to hear what. And the thing is like he's a very private person. A lot of people didn't even know his husband was sick. You know, I had no idea. I know he posted about him being
back in like late
back a while in August. I mean, it was very, very quick when he went to be in the hospital, and now and go to his page, go to Glenn's page, go to his Twitter. You'll see the full scope of it and the full story of his husband, how they met, you know, all the things they've been through, how they've really fought the government in Brazil, you know, all of these things that they've gone through. It's a very fascinating story.
Yeah,
and
especially amidst Glenn's reporting. I mean, it's not like he's doing like the type of puff pieces that you see like a Ben Collins or Taylor Lorenz do, you know, focusing on TikTok and like this guy he covers real stuff, real stories, things that actually have like ramifications in everyone's life,
real merit. And he asks really good questions.
Yeah, and I
learned a lot from him.
If you were to ask like what the gold standard of journalism is, it's like Glenn Greenwald comes in like first thought. Not even a question.
Right up there. He's not right up there. I mean, Glenn in my when I was a kid, I mean, Glenn was the first one who really gave it to the government and really showcased what the government is about with being able to interview Snowden and release the reports with Snowden and show us exactly what the government was doing with our information, how deep they were ingrained in our private lives. I mean, it was really eye-opening. It showed that the government is not your friend.
Yeah.
And I think it switched a lot of people into thinking that way. And a lot of credit is to Glenn on that new age of reporting and how you really should question the government and everything like that. And I mean, not all of his reportings and stuff like that is, we agree on, or his opinions. But one thing you can't
it's not even his reporting. It's basically like his opinions that like anyone really would take issue with. When you look at his actual reporting, like it's almost foolproof for virtually. I mean, like how everything that he's reported on, like the big stories, they've turned out to be true. Like you can't get that kind of success rate. He certainly no, like everyone aspires to that, but very few people actually live up to that. And so I know we're talking a lot about Glenn, and like I wish we had the pleasure of meeting his husband, and we still haven't had the pleasure of meeting Glenn, even though we've like interacted with him on camera. But yeah, no, I feel terrible about this whole thing. And
I know, and
he's only a couple of years older than us.
Yeah, he was for
30,
people who don't know, he was only 38.
I'm gonna be 36 in September. Like this is you just turned 35, right?
Yeah, I just turned 35. And the thing is, like, he doesn't look like a slouch. He didn't look like somebody who thinks this would happen to. And honestly, like our thoughts.
You look like someone whose father was proud of him.
Yeah, something you would never understand. But honestly, our thoughts go out to Glenn, his family, and his kids. And all that kind of stuff. Like
when we get like if we figure out a way to like if you're looking to like send kind words and messages, obviously you could take to his Twitter. I don't know if there's like a crowdfunding fundraiser to
I don't think there would be. I don't know.
Whatever the case may be for their kids, for their for like education. I don't know.
No, I don't think there's anything like that. But yeah, we would. But if you have a kind word to say, just go to his Twitter.
I'll leave a note. Anyway, so Habibis, before we go, real quick, Jay, when are we doing our next game night?
Well, my mom's going to be here tomorrow. I don't mind doing it this Sunday, and she can actually join us.
Oh my God!
On camera,
Mary,
we could
Jackbox games. That would be
play
a treat.
Jackbox games. Yeah,
that would be an absolute treat on Mother's Day.
Oh wait, it is Mother's Day. Oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah, shit. Never mind. I'm actually going to take her out for Mother's Day. I forgot. All right. I forgot it was Mother's Day. This is the first Mother's Day I'm going to have like in a while with my wife. It's been a long time. I mean, if you're not doing anything that night, maybe we could do something, but I am taking her out. I need after this, I need to call and make reservations right after this. Yeah.
So to all you mommies out there, happy Mommy Milky's Day, and to all you MILFs out there,
here's your seat.
Here's your seat. And here's your seat belt.
There you go.
It's a fastener, the lock. All right, Habibis. So thank you so much for joining us. We ran a few minutes over. We're trying to keep it tight at 69 minutes, but we just had to talk about Mary Glenn, for some reason.
And my mom. Yes.
Please. And also and all the other stuff. So Habibis, hit that like and subscribe button. Go join our locals community. Become a member. Check it out. $5 a month to support us. And for the Habibi Bros, I'm Siraj Hashmi.
I'm Jay Kobbe.
And we'll see you next time. Habibi Power. Peace it. Masalama.